Hey bookworms, it's Jade from Bedtime Bookworm and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be reading the 3 novellas that were nominated for the BooktubeSFF Awards shortlist, and I'll be telling you my thoughts on them. I have been planning this video for so long, like at least a month I've been planning to do this, but it just wasn't quite the right time to read the novellas until now. If this is the first time you're hearing about the BooktubeSFF Awards, I will link my playlist of BooktubeSFF videos down in the description box so you can get more information. So to remind you, the 3 novellas that are on the shortlist are To Be Taught If Fortunate by Becky Chambers, The Test by Sylvain Neuvel, and This Is How You Lose the Time War by Amal El-Motar and Max Gladstone. So my original plan for this video was to read all 3 novellas in one day and make a video about it. Well, I just added up all of the pages. The shortest book is The Test by Sylvain Neuvel. This is a little over 100 pages. And then we have the Becky Chambers novella. This one is like 138 pages. And then this one is almost 200, like 190 something. I added them all up together and that comes out to about 440 pages. I think that I read about 40 pages an hour, so that puts me at 11 hours to read all 3 of these novellas, which I can tell you is not going to happen all in one day, especially because at this point it's pretty late in this day. It's 5 o'clock on a Saturday. I don't know where today went, but here we are. So instead of trying to do these all in one day, I'm going to try to do them today and tomorrow, like over this weekend, but I also fully acknowledge this might bleed until Monday. I'm just going to read them close together so that I can compare them easily and give you my thoughts on them all in one video. I am now ready to start reading. I have been thinking a little bit about the order that I want to read these in. As far as excitement, the one that I'm most excited for is this one. Just based on the description and the things that I've heard about it, I'm super excited for this one. And then the one that I'm next most excited for is this one. And the one I'm least excited for is this one. So my plan is, I think I'm going to read Becky Chambers first. I want to read my, the one that I'm excited about but not the most excited about first is what I'm thinking, and then in the middle I'll squeeze in the one that I'm least excited about and then end with the one that I'm most excited about. I might change my mind, but I think that's a pretty good plan of attack. I obviously have all 3 of these physically, but I also have this one on audiobook, so I'm going to listen and read at the same time. I think The Test is on Scribd, so or maybe it's on Hoopla. I think it's somewhere, so I'm going to try to listen to this one as well. I don't actually think I can get access to the audiobook for this, and if that's true, that's fine. I'll just read it physically. But yeah, I'm going to go get started on To Be Taught If Fortunate, and I'll try to check in around the halfway mark. Hey guys, so I have read a little over half of To Be Taught If Fortunate. I'm on page 80, and I am enjoying it so far. I have been listening and reading at the same time. The audiobook is about 4.5 hours long, but I am listening to it on 2 times speed. So going into this, I really didn't know that much about it. I just knew that Becky Chambers has a really popular sci-fi series that's very, character focused. And that's definitely similar in this book. I would say that it's more character-driven than plot-driven. The setup of the story is that the main character is one of a crew of 4, and this is set a little in the future, probably like 100 years, maybe a little less than 100 years from now, but it's a time where humans are able to do a lot more space travel, and the main character is an astronaut, and her crew are scientists, and they're going to these far outer planets to look for signs of life and like catalog the life that they find and things like that. So at about halfway through the book, this crew has been to 2 planets so far. So like each chapter, they're kind of long chapters, but each chapter is the character's experience on a planet, and it looks like there's 2 more planets after this, so there's like 4 big chapters or sections in the book. Anyway, so I've read the first 2 so far, and I am really intrigued. There's definitely a science aspect to this, a biology science aspect to it that I am really enjoying. I just love thinking about how life would evolve on different planets and how it would be different from here or could be different from here and things like that. So I'm finding all of that really fascinating. I do like the main character and the 3 other characters that are in the book. They definitely have a bit of a found family thing going on because they spend a lot of time together. And yeah, so far so good. I am going to keep listening to this. I actually think I'm going to paint my nails real quick, and I'm getting kind of like antsy just sitting here reading. So I think because I have the ability to listen, and at this point I've really like cemented the characters and what's going on in my head, that I feel like I can do other things while listening and not just sit and like look at the book while I'm reading. So I think I'm gonna paint my nails. I might open a new puzzle or something. I'm not sure. I'm gonna find some things to do while I listen to the rest of this book, and I will check in with you when I've finished it. Hey guys, so I just finished To Be Taught If Fortunate on audiobook mostly. I like the narrator that did this. I don't remember her name off the top of my head, but I thought she did a good job. And okay, my overall thoughts. Overall, I enjoyed it. I'm gonna give it 4 stars. I didn't like love it, but it was entertaining and interesting. I thought it raised some really thought-provoking questions. There were some questions or ideas around how to go to other planets and study them ethically that I thought were really interesting. They weren't really things that I had thought about before. So I really liked that. I liked all of the characters and their relationships with each other. I didn't love the ending. I had kind of been warned that I might not like the ending. And while I didn't hate it, I also didn't love it. It was just an okay ending. But something that was interesting about the ending was that it kind of like poses a question, and just me as a scientist like thinking through my answer to that question. It was just interesting. I am now going to move on to The Test by Sylvain Neuvel. This one is the shortest one. It's like 110 pages, I think 104 pages. I might read all of this tonight, but it is already 8:10 and I kind of want to like decompress and do other things tonight other than like worrying about trying to film this video. So I'm either gonna read half of it tonight or read all of it tonight, but then update you tomorrow on my thoughts on it. I was able to get it out on audiobook. It was available on Hoopla, so I'm going to do what I was just doing, which is working on this new puzzle that I just started. I'm still currently sorting through the pieces. Can I show you? Currently just sorting through pieces right now. I am trying to separate out the edge pieces. That's what I always do when I start a puzzle. So I'm gonna listen to the test for a little bit and do this, but I'm starting to get a little bored of this and want to move on to other things. So I don't know if I'm gonna get through the whole book, but I'm at least gonna get through half of it. I will update you tomorrow, and then tomorrow I will also read the last novella, This Is How You Lose the Time War. So I will check in with you guys later. Hey guys, So I lied, I'm back. It's still Saturday night, not Sunday yet, but I just finished The Test by Sylvain Neuvel, and it was so good. It was way better than I thought it was going to be. So what I knew about this going in, I realized I didn't really say anything earlier about what the story is about. I haven't been talking for a little while. But all I knew going into this is that it was about somebody taking an immigration test to become a citizen, I think in the UK, and that it was some sort of like dystopian or something, but that's all I knew about it. And that definitely is what it's about. It's only 104 pages, so I really don't want to say too much, but I will say that there was a point in the book that had my jaw dropping, and I was like, what is happening right now? So it was definitely a bit of a surprise for me, and I really enjoyed it from that point on. Like, I was only planning on reading half of it tonight, which I guess I didn't realize how fast it would be to read this book. And by the time I got to that halfway mark, I just needed to know what was going to happen. So even though I had planned on only reading half of it tonight and finishing it tomorrow, I just read the whole thing because it was really good. I am still giving it a 4-star rating. I don't know, just something's holding me back from a 5-star. And honestly, comparing it to the other novella that I've read so far, the Becky Chambers one, I'm not really sure which one I like better. Think maybe this one, but I'm not sure. But I don't have to decide right now, and I still need to read the third novella, which is what I will be doing tomorrow. So I will check in with you guys when I've started that. Good night. Hey guys, so I have read half of this novella now, and I definitely need to update you. I have retreated to my bathroom because Justin, my husband, fell asleep on the couch while I was reading, and I didn't want to disturb him. So this is how you lose the time war. I am a little more than halfway through, like 51%. I'm on page 108, and I think there's like 190 something pages. And I am sad to say that I don't know if I'm gonna like this book. When I was like 20 pages in, I texted my friend Rachel and was like, I have no idea what's going on. I'm so confused right now. And now that I'm 108 pages in, I am less confused, but still, there's a lot of confusing things. First of all, I want to say that this book, this novella, definitely leans a little literary, and that just isn't really my type of book. I mean, sometimes I read things that lean literary fiction, but it's just not my preferred genre. And what I'm finding about this is that just like the way that it's written, a lot of it is kind of like abstract and like not explained well, and it's just really confusing. So at this point, I have gotten a better grasp of the two main characters. Oh, I forgot to tell you what this is supposed to be about, but I've heard this pitched as time-traveling assassin pen pals with a romance. And I would say that that is accurate, but this is definitely a character-driven story, I feel like. I don't feel like the plot is really that strong, and honestly, I'm just like confused about what's going on a lot of the times. So you do get to read the letters that the time-traveling assassins, which I don't really think assassins is the right word for them either. But you do get to read the letters between the two, but there's also like chunks of text that are not part of the letters, you know, describing what the characters are doing and things like that. There's just so many things that I don't understand. Like, there is a war going on and the two main characters are on opposite sides of the war, but I don't know what the war is about or how exactly it's being fought. I don't understand how the letters are getting back and forth between the characters and how they're reading them. Like, it's kind of described, but the descriptions make me confused. I just don't get it. That's how I feel about this book so far, is that I just don't get it. There have been a few scenes that I've like been able to understand what's going on, but they're like fleeting and few and far in between. And honestly, if I wasn't reading this for the awards, I think I would DNF it at this point. Like I don't care what's gonna happen. I don't care about the characters. I'm just confused. Yeah, it's not going good, and I'm so bummed because this is the one that I was the most excited for. That's why I saved it for last, was because I was really excited about this. But it's not like your typical SFF time travel at all. Like I do think it has like a literary bent to it, and that's why some things are so abstract, and like I just don't get it. I don't understand what they're trying to say. I don't know, this book just makes me feel kind of dumb because like I just don't understand what's happening really. But I think that a lot of it just hasn't been explained either, and I don't know, I'm the kind of reader that likes to understand things and likes to have explanations. So anyways, I'm going to finish it. I think I'm probably going to go back on the couch and just sit and power through the rest of this. That way I can enjoy the rest of my day. But before I do that, I'm going to change out of my robe and put on some sort of real clothes. I mean, just like not my pajamas, real clothes. Because it is after 3 p.m. at this point, and all I've been doing today is reading. I did do a little bit of video editing, which I need to do more of later. Anyways, I will check in with you when I finish this book, but I just wanted to say that I'm very sad right now that I'm not enjoying this as much as I wanted to, because I was so excited and it sounded so good in theory, and it's not panning out for me. All right, I'll check in with you later. Hey guys, so it is like an hour and a half later, and I have finished the book. Wow, that was not what I thought it was going to be. I'm so disappointed. Oh, I've got a dog moving. Anyways, the book. I gave it 2 stars. I really did not like it. What are you looking at? It was a struggle to get through, and I just didn't care about the characters. People talk about this being like a beautiful... Hey, you are in my way. People talk about this book as being, or this story as being a beautiful love story. Will you lay down, please? As being a beautiful love story, and I can see why people would think that. I never really bought into the romance. I didn't understand like how it even really worked, and I don't know. I can see why people like this, but I was literally just so confused the whole time. It's just the descriptions of things and how they worked were just like so vague and abstract and didn't make any sense, and I just like, for most of the book, I literally had no idea what was going on, and it was really aggravating. So I did not like it. A lot of people really like the writing style, and I can see why people like the writing style. It's pretty, but for me, it was too abstract, and it didn't work for me. I'm sad because I thought I was going to like it. It's definitely easily my least favorite of the novellas. Obviously, I gave the other 2 both 4 stars. I do want to sleep on it, and I want to do like a final wrap-up clip where I talk about all 3 of them together and just kind of reflect on what this was like, but I want to have some time to kind of process what I've read and put my thoughts together. So I will be back shortly for you with a wrap-up clip and close out this vlog. So I'll talk to you later. Hey guys, so it's been a few days. It's time to wrap up this reading vlog and give you some final thoughts on the novellas that I read over the weekend. So, I think you can easily tell that my least favorite was This Is How You Lose the Time War. Definitely not what I was expecting or wanting, because this was the one I was most excited about. Honestly, it's the storytelling and writing style that really don't work for me in this one. Like, I see why people love it. I see why people say the writing is really beautiful. I would agree that the writing is beautiful, but I just had literally no idea what they were saying. So it was really hard for me to enjoy the story because of that. I don't really do well with abstract descriptions and things like that. Really disappointed, but it is what it is. That leaves me with these two novellas, which I gave both 4 stars, as I said. And I really had to think hard about which one of these I'm going to be choosing as my pick for the novellas. The hard part is that I like these two things for different reasons. It's always so hard to compare books that you like for different reasons. So this one, I really liked the characters in the story, and I really liked the scientific, ethical questions that are asked and explored in this book. And so while it wasn't like action-packed and exciting, there was a lot of things about it that I liked. And I really appreciated the science aspect to this novella. I just thought it was really interesting in that sense. This one, I really had no expectations going in. Well, I mean, I kind of was thinking that it was just gonna be okay. Like, it didn't sound that interesting. But this one really surprised me. It was a lot of fun. And it also does ask some interesting questions. But really, the main reason I liked this was because it was fun and kind of like action-y. So it's really hard to compare the two, you know? Like, what wins? One that I find intellectually interesting, or one that I find more fun? And honestly, I mean, this is a question that every reviewer has to answer for themselves. But for me personally, fun tends to win. Like, if something is a lot of fun, I just have fun reading it, and I don't know. So for that reason, I think for me, the test edges out Becky Chambers, but only by a little bit. I really enjoyed both of these, like I said, for different reasons. Anyways, those are my final thoughts on the 3 novellas. This was a really interesting experiment trying to do it all at once, but that's all I've got for this video. I know it's kind of long. Thanks for hanging in there. If you have read these novellas, feel free to let me know what you thought of them down in the comment section. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more bookish content. That is all I have for now. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bookworms, keep reading. Bye.